Okay, today I've got an interesting German apple pancake for you. Now, this is great as not only a breakfast thing, but I serve it for dessert a lot as well. It's really easy to make, and it's a little bit different than a normal pancake. It's more like a custard on the inside, but it's really easy to make. So we'll start by preheating the oven to 260 or 500 Fahrenheit, and then we're running with just peel and slice some apples. Now, the ones I've used here are Empire apples. They're okay for this. Basically, any apple that won't completely fall apart when you cook it is fine. Stay away from Red Delicious or McIntosh, but pretty much anything else is okay. And then once that's sliced, we're going to make our batter. Start with 100 grams of white flour, another 2 tablespoons of sugar. And if you watched my last video, I like to make lots of things. These ice cream tubs, I got lots of them. We'll put a little bit of salt in. And then here I've used heavy cream. If you just have milk, it works fine. I just happen to have cream. I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't keep a lot of milk around. And a little bit of sour cream as well. This will take the edge off some of the sweetness. You could also use yogurt or something, but I like sour cream for this one. I'm gonna put 3 eggs in. So it's got a lot more egg to flour than your traditional pancake batter. And when it cooks up, it really gets fluffy, and we're not really mixing it too much, so it doesn't have the sort of denser texture that the normal pancakes have. And we'll put a little bit of vanilla extract in here. And stir up all the liquid ingredients, make sure the eggs are actually broken up and mixed. And basically just pour one into the other. And this is why I like the ice cream tubs. Just put the lid on, shake it. It didn't completely mix it, so I stirred a little bit with a fork as well. You don't want to mix it too much. We don't want to be developing a lot of gluten or anything like that. So what we want to do is just make sure it's mixed enough that we don't have clumps of dry flour in there, basically. So that's not bad. It can be a little bit lumpy, just we don't want anything obviously dry. And I don't use a lot of nonstick cookware, but for basically eggs and things like this, I like them. So we're just gonna put some butter in a nonstick frying pan, and we'll make a bit of cinnamon sugar here. You know, just sugar and cinnamon as the name implies. And just mix that up. And just make sure our butter's spread around and make sure it's completely melted. And once we have everything melted, we're just going to put the apples right in there. So we're actually going to we're going to caramelize the apples a little bit ahead of time, because if you do it all with the batter, the apples don't get cooked all the way, or the batter's overcooked. So be careful. Don't throw them in, just gently place them, otherwise you'll splatter hot butter everywhere. And we'll just sprinkle it all with the cinnamon sugar here. And stir it up, and we'll let it caramelize on medium for takes 5 or 6 minutes to do. We don't want to completely cook them, so they shouldn't be falling apart. They should still have a little bit of structure to them, but the sugar should be caramelizing. So this is about 2 minutes in. You can see everything's still sort of hard, but all the sugar is dissolved. And just want to keep stirring it occasionally. We don't want the bottom to burn or anything, so just keep mixing it up. Here's at 4 minutes, you can see the edges start to look a little bit rounder. We're losing a lot of butter from the apples, so we're actually getting a lot of steam coming off here. And 6 minutes is about perfect here. So you can see we're actually starting to caramelize the sugar. It's starting to thicken underneath the apples. So this is perfect. We just want to spread the apples out into an even layer, so we're just going to pour the batter right on top. There we go. And We just want to spread it as evenly as possible. There's going to be apples sticking out the bottom, but that's okay. Depending on the shape of your pan, it might not do that. And then we're going to put the whole thing right in our preheated oven to finish the batter off. And we're going to immediately turn it down. We don't want to keep it at 500 the whole time, just because most nonstick frying pans can't take that. And after about 14 or 15 minutes, you can see it started to puff up a bit. The edges are nicely browned. But we're going to let this sit for about 15 minutes because it's going to be really hot, and we want it to solidify enough that we can get it out of the pan in one piece. So just run a spatula around the edge. If you got a good nonstick frying pan, this is probably unnecessary. It won't really stick, but just want to make sure you don't want to ruin it. And then, easy way to get it out, just invert it onto a big plate or a cutting board. And just be careful with when you take a pan out of the oven, the handle's going to be hot. So it was still hot even after 15 minutes, as you can see. And there you have it. Nice, easy dessert, delicious breakfast, brunch, whatever. It's great. It's a little bit sweeter than your normal pancake, so maybe you want to serve it for dessert, but there you have it. Hope you enjoy.